Good afternoon. I'm Maida Sylvester with the Together We Will National Network. Several of us in our network, including Andrea Catone from the Action Together Network, were discussing how we as a group could help folks in Houston. We're joined today by Donna Murphy, who is part of Pantsuit Republic, which is a Texas-wide group, but she's based in Houston and has some ideas about how we as a larger organization or set of organizations can help out. First of all, thank you, Donna, for taking time out on what must be a crazy time in Houston and being here with us today. Can you give us an update, what it's actually like in Houston right now?
Sure. So everything is kind of discombobulated here. I mean, people aren't physically able to get from place to place because of the immense amount of rainfall that we've had over the past, I don't know, since Thursday night. Yeah, so it's been very, very difficult, I think, for a lot of families who've been displaced from their homes and are now living in shelters. I think that the numbers that were being reported previously were about 30,000 people were expected to be in shelters.
Wow, horrible.
Yeah.
So how are you doing? You are a little bit outside of Houston proper, is that correct?
Yeah, we're okay here. So I'm in Pearland, about 11 miles south of the medical center, and it's been interesting. So, the reason we wanted to engage our national networks was really to see if we could get people to mobilize to support our undocumented families in the greater Houston area. I'm not actually in the city of Houston. I'm in Pearland, which is in Brazoria County, and Houston is in Harris County mostly. So I actually went to a shelter in Brazoria County to see whether they were welcoming of undocumented immigrant families. And so I asked them if they actually ask for government issued ID, which is one big deterrent for undocumented immigrants. When they're asked for that, they feel that it will betray their legal status or their immigration status. And in this political climate, that's very difficult for them because they could be detained or deported as a function of revealing that status. With SB4, which is the Show Me Your Papers law that goes into effect on Friday, there's a great deal of fear, a great deal of apprehension about putting themselves in those situations, which is terrible because now in the face of Harvey, they really do actually need shelter. And I think some of the immigrant families are being deterred from seeking it. And that's certainly true from that one instance in Brazoria County. I know that ABC 13, which is a local news network, had actually also reported that there was another shelter. I think that was an American Red Cross shelter that was being run out of Lamarck, Texas, which is not too far away. They also were requiring identification. I wasn't able to confirm that personally, though. And the city of Houston is very vehemently denying that they are inquiring about immigration status. I think what we need to be careful about here is that a lot of these local shelters are asking for government-issued ID, even if they don't ask necessarily for immigration status. And that itself is a surrogate marker for your status. So I think it's a matter of educating people who are volunteers at these shelters and participating in intake, and also making sure that our government is supporting non-disclosure, to access these resources.
Thank you, Donna. Is there a way that we can have groups within Action Together Network and TWW that we have across the nation and internationally reach out to help those communities?
Yes, so we're working very closely with United We Dream Houston on a campaign to provide direct aid to affected families. So these are undocumented immigrant families who have been displaced because of Harvey. Like I said, that there are lots of converging things that are happening here with SB4 going into effect. These are families who are facing not just this terrible law, and I can explain that to you later why it's so terrible. But it is also this is compounded by what's happened to them with Hurricane Harvey, and they don't have the resources to recover quite as rapidly or as readily as some of our other Houstonians, and so we're particularly devoted to making sure that they can get through this.
Well, thank you so much for bringing the voice to the voiceless and to those who are extra negatively impacted by this horrible crisis, and for helping us find a way to help.